Hey, Niktana back with the second part of the interview, and this is where we deep dive into the creation. And I'm so glad to welcome back Danny Valkyria.
Hello.
So, first question. Do you remember the game that got you into gaming in general, like your first game?
Like my very first video
That
game?
blew you away, like that made you like, oh, I'm a gamer at this point. Like
Oh,
hooked.
the very first Sonic the Hedgehog. Like Genesis and all. That is what got me into gaming. I played that and I was like, yep, this is my life now. And that's it.
I kind of missed the Sonic series. I think I played I played up until the one. Well, I mean until I got GameCube and then got Sonic Adventures. But it was the one with like it was like a 3D kind of thing and you're like on a track for like a globe and then you're trying to collect coins and not hit shit, or like a mini game. And I think it might have been it was with Tails. Tails was there. He was always behind Sonic, but trying to think of which one
Sonic
it
2, I
was.
guess?
I think that was it was like a mini game and then you're like you go into like a 3D kind of thing where he's like on a spinning globe with like coins and shit that come into the horizon. And you just gotta be like quick not to like hit things and be out of sync or whatever.
So I'll tell you this, as a Sonic fan, the fact that you're calling rings coins, you bloody Mario fan,
Shit,
hurts me.
shit. Fuck. Okay, I think I did that before too when we first talked. That was like a thing I fucked up. Rings. Why did I say coins?
I mean, I've played Mario, like, I've had it in NES, so I've played, like, the original Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3, and everything else like that. But Sonic is what, like, really got me into gaming.
At least I'm not calling the power, are they power gems or power crystals or chaos emeralds. Jesus.
We were about to not be friends.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to think of like my brain kept going to like a game called Power Stone for some reason. Like that name popped in my head, and then I was like, thankfully, I'm not calling the Chaos Emeralds stars.
Oh my god.
But all right. So what about fighters? What was the first fighter that got you into fighting games?
Soul Calibur 2. Yes, good old Soul Calibur. You're back in the conversation again. But
It was gonna be soon anyway.
yeah, exactly. But I had obviously I had a GameCube and everything else like that. So like,
You
uh,
had Link like me.
yeah, exactly. And that's why I played Soul Calibur. And I was like, wow, this game's actually really fun. But playing Soul Calibur again recently made me realize how bad Link was. Um, but I still love that game as a whole.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it was Soul Calibur was definitely the very first fighting game, and then kind of like the fighting game I've always stuck with. I'm actually pretty terrible at 2D fighters, just because I've never really had a lot of experience with them. But yet 3D fighting games I'm normally pretty decent at.
So here's a question: what was a fighting game that you played that you absolutely hated and never wanted to pick up the series again?
I haven't actually found one that I was like, no, that's kind of dumb. Because like I played the Dead or Alive series, I played Soul Calibur, I've played
Hmm.
Tekken. I am not good at Tekken, and I'll admit that.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I suck fucking booty cheeks at it. But I haven't really found a fighting game that I'm like, no, like I can't play this, blah blah blah. Because like I played Dragon Ball Fighters, I played Marvel vs. Capcoms. They're all like fun. I'm not good at them, but like they are still fun. So I've never really strayed too
Hmm.
much away. Like I think as long as I can hit something really hard, I think I'm gonna have fun with it, and that's what fighting games are.
See, there's a few of them that I've been that I played myself, but I think would be hilarious to watch you play just because I think it would blow that theory out of the water. Because if you played a game called Criticom,
Never
I
heard of it.
think that you, huh?
Never heard of it. So that's good news.
Then you have lived a very privileged life not to hear some of these fucking titles. Criticom is an old PlayStation 1 early 3D fighter. The visuals are nice for its time. Like it had some pretty cute cutscenes, really getting into the spirit of sci-fi, I guess. But when it comes down to the fighting mechanics, it shows pretty visuals. Cannot carry a game if the core mechanics are shit. And it's pretty much the equivalent of it looks like a fighter, it may have the buttons that play like a fighter, but ultimately to actually win a match, it's push the enemy out of the side of the ring. It's sumo wrestling in cyber form.
Oh, that sounds painful. That sounds awful.
Try playing it. It plays like trying to fuck Jello. That's pretty much the pace you're going at.
You would have the experience of that one, I guess, not me.
Well, you said sucking booty cheeks was a bad thing, and it really depends on who you talk to. But we'll get to Soul Calibur again. And that is a game I wanted to touch on, mainly because, let's face it, if we did not play Soul Calibur 5 or do content on it, we would not have found each other, or at least I would not have managed to find you in the weird algorithm that is YouTube. So, what made you want to do Soul Calibur 5 or 6 content? Jesus Christ. Did I say 5 or 6 before?
You said 6, but now I'm like, damn, I wish I was on YouTube during 5, but I only had like one video and I couldn't do it. But the reason why I did Soul Calibur 6 is cuz like I really I've always enjoyed Soul Calibur, and I've always liked online matches and everything else like that. And like my first Soul Calibur episode was after 3 episodes of Smash. So yeah, like it was I did like a challenge for Smash, absolutely like just cucked it entirely. It was bad. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go play Soul Calibur. And that's when it started. Oh god, what?
Sorry, this phrase has been coming up a lot lately.
What, cuck?
Yeah, cock. I see a lot lately. Oh my god.
Fine, I miserably failed that challenge with flying fucking colors.
But what was I saying? Oh, now here's a question that I wanted to ask, because for me, I found Soul Calibur 6, and it's ironic because in a way it made me happy, because the series has been in my life for so long through so many ups and downs, and it was like anytime anything good or bad happened, most of the time there was always a day I was sitting down thinking about it, playing Soul Calibur, and either appreciating it or dreading it. So, not Soul Calibur, but the drama positivity thing. Like, so when it came to seeing my spike in views from my Sophidia costume or custom costume video, I was like, holy shit. It meant a lot because it was Soul Calibur, it was Sophidia, and it was trying to do justice to all of the beloved costumes I had of my main. But that is where I saw I could get really stuck in only doing Soul Calibur content if I only do this shit, and it seems like it'd be too easy once like the Cassandra video came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is something to think about. But I feel like that was something that happened to you as well, come the one video that we shall not speak of, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
I'm looking at it right now. At the time of this, 3.2. Okay. So, yeah, stuck is a word. I mean...
So what was your initial thought? Like, how you thought? Like, did you also feel that way of, like, I could get stuck doing this?
Yeah, and I can't stay on one thing for too long. Plus, I want, like, a little bit of variety on the channel. Because, like,
Exactly.
I started YouTube thinking, oh, I want to be a Smash tuber. And then editing. And not even that, like, I don't know, I was getting pretty annoyed at Smash because of how bad online is, which, if you're not Guilty Gear Strive of rollback, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life anymore. But yeah, no, I was definitely feeling stuck, because, like, I was getting, like, concrete, like, people coming through this, that, and the other. Plus, Soul Calibur, like, it deserves, like, love, because, like, it is a very good fighting game. And I hate, like, that it's just, again, that Bandai Namco is just kind of, like, letting it die and having Tekken rise, because, like, it's only the only fighting game with swords that I know of that's good.
Yep. See, before Soul Calibur, and this is a subject I had with Edgy, because the first, like, I believe it was the first home console sword fighter that I actually played and owned, was Battle Arena Toshinden, which I believe came out before Soul Calibur, or Soul Blade, or Edge, because my first experience with the game was in the arcade when I was still in the single digits, and uh it was Soul Edge, and there was just something about it like instantly that drew me to it, like the attract mode. But it was the minute I put in the coin, press start, and heard that booming voice say, "Welcome to the stage of history," and I was like, ah! And I was like hooked. Like you couldn't pry me off of that machine. And then I saw Sophia, and I was like, "Yep, nope, my character."
Yeah, Soul
But
Calibur intros are super fucking good.
I know it's just the announcer brings such presence, but then again, it's like I think of like the games that I really like even Gauntlet Legends, and just like hearing the announcer being like, "Elf needs food badly," like something like that. It's just like the announcer really gives oomph. Tekken's never really stood out to me in that regard of like anything voice wise. Like it seemed like Tekken's I don't know. Like Tekken 2 I enjoyed because it was like literally like a hop, skip, and a jump from the Soul Calibur machine in the arcade, but I played more or more Soul Edge or Blade at home during those days, but I do own all of the Tekkens simply because for me there's this weird thing of like if a Soul Calibur didn't come out, I bought Tekken as a palate cleanser. Like it was sort of like my this is not Soul Cal, but it's still the same creator, so I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna enjoy it until a new Soul Cal comes out.
Yeah, for me, like the announcer and everything, like for Soul Calibur 6, like I know what voice actor is the announcer. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, so like I recognize that voice immediately. So that's why every time he speaks, I'm just like, "Ha, you're Zemnis from Kingdom Hearts." Hee hee hee.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, he's a super. His voice is awesome, to say the least. Like it's just fucking powerful as shit, and I love it.
All right, so now let's cover. Hold on.
Get the dick out of your mouth.
Let's talk a little. Happy. All right.
Oh my god! I figured it out. Not spit on it. Cut all this out.
You're right. Cut it out.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Professionals.
So let us cover the editing of Hellpoint a little more in depth. So it took you how long again?
3 whole fucking weeks.
And I must say that the results were very impressive, considering that you pretty much did your own closed caption.
Yeah, I had to subtitle everything because for some reason OBS changed my mic, and I was just gonna use my normal mic for some reason. I have no idea my thought process. Clearly, I was dumb.
How did you know what you were saying? Like, how did you know where to put it and how to, or like for the wording?
I had to turn my headphones all the way up and become deaf whenever Chris spoke.
Oh
and
my god!
Focus hard whenever I spoke. There's even some points in the video where I just put question marks. I was like, I don't fucking know what the fuck I said.
Inaudible, I think, is what they call it, and like if they can't make it out.
Just question mark.
All right, and next one. Let's talk about Smash because that is
Pain.
one. Well, that's the first. The first video that was posted on your channel, and also it seemed to be a staple along with other things that we'll get into.
You coughed,
So,
I was like, wait, do I continue? And then she just meowed. I'm like, shut up, you. She's literally yelling at the wall.
Well, I do that sometimes, but but that's only after I bang my head at it and I yell at the blood. So we'll talk about Smash. Why is that such a staple on the channel, at least in the beginning?
I wanted to be a Smash YouTuber. And then I think it was either 2 or 3 videos later I posted Soul Calibur. So that died quick. But I really did enjoy playing Smash, but obviously with the whole state of the world that happened, online became a very prominent thing, which Smash does not have good online. So it was just like it wasn't even fun anymore. and I think I was talking with like OCD where he only does like the online battles and everything, like ranked, quote unquote, like very rarely because he's just like it's just not. He's like I don't have fun. I was like, oh, I don't have fun either. And then I try to make commentary out of it, and then it shows I'm not having fun.
So, I mean, there's also the like it seems like if anything, you both, if you do streams about it, it's just playing with friends or viewers at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Smash is that like that's still fun as long as people have good connection and not be Wi-Fi warriors. Um, but other than that, like yeah, it's always fun casually. I met a couple of streamers and everything, interacted with them, just battle with them, and just had fun with the game. It's wild, right? But I mean, I prefer obviously playing Smash like in IRL, like going to tournaments and everything else like that. Oh my god, way more fucking fun.
But there are people there.
I know the fucking human race sucks. I understand, but Smash next to each other is so much more fun. Like when I go to tournaments and everything, like a lot of like the group that I would go with, because we all like compete with each other, this, that, and the other, and I've actually gone to quote unquote professional tournaments where like money was involved.
Yeah.
Like no lie, all of us go to just do like friendly matches. We don't even go for the tournament. We just do like go there to play against everybody else casually. Like obviously we're still competing, but it's like after like if I get like because I have gotten knocked out like first like 0-2 immediately, and then I'll be like fuck
Mhm.
I'm just gonna play friendlies the whole time, and then it's like I have
Yeah.
like the tournament winners this that and the other like they're like yo let's play a match. I'm like dope you're gonna kick my ass but it'll be fun.
Well, I mean, Smash is like the one game that I always think like this is meant to be played IRL. Like this, if there's any game that has like this is meant to be played a certain way, IRL is the only way for Smash. And I've never even played in a tournament, but I still have always associated that particular game with like couch fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what Smash is. I mean the online's been bad ever since like Brawl had it. I mean Smash 4 had For Glory, which content creation wise is better because you don't have to worry about rank or GSP or any of that. Like you don't have to try hard as much because like and you can switch your fucking characters. Ultimate, what the fuck? Anyway, but you can just have like you can tell when somebody was like being bad or like if somebody was really good and you're like, oh shit, like I'm playing like a character I don't normally play. It's like let me bring up my main. Bam, Smash 4, you can do that. Smash Ultimate, it's like, oh, I found a really good match. Too bad I decided to use this fucking goof character, and I'm losing because of it. Like, it's online is just awful.
All right, and the next. So, usually people like is if you're not going for like top tier, usually people have a type of character that they are drawn to no matter what they where they sit on the tier list for either aesthetic or character story. What kind of what is your go-to type of character like the minute you see or navigate through a roster in a game?
Uh, I'm not really sure. I don't pay attention too much to tier lists. With Soul Calibur, like when the game, like when Soul Calibur 6 came out, like I went with Nightmare and obviously Grohl, but Grohl was the new one, like the new character who wasn't in 5 at all. So I was like, oh, like he might be fun. Like let me try him, and he is. I still think he's bad when other people don't, but I might be just a bad Grohl. Who knows? And then Nightmare's just like, oh god, dear, he's terrifying.
Go ahead.
But then like even for like Smash, like I've always uh like pseudo mained Link, and then in Smash 4 and Ultimate, like it's Link and Lucina. Although Brawl was Toon Link, I play around with characters and I try to touch all the roster to see who really resonates with me. That's why like I hate Valdo and Astaroth because I hate them. I hate their playstyle. I hate them. Like I don't play Ivy either because I hate the keep away game. And that's kind of with any rage characters. Like if you guys ever do check out my videos, like you'll see like my Link, who's a projectile heavy character. I only use projectiles in very like situations, but I'm normally trying to be in your face. Like I want to kick you in this fighting game. I don't want to pelt you with shit. I
Hmm.
want to fucking kick you in the nose. So I don't know. I guess I go for pseudo edge lords, but at the same time I just play whoever's fun, which is
See, when I Like I don't know, like for me it's like I there it's my favorite aesthetic is goth, edgy, and just like ironically like mostly bad, evil kind of characters, even though I don't believe in good and evil or anything. It's just imperfect creatures making choices. But I remember my type was pretty much determined like at first it was like if there was a female character in a fighting game, that's how you hooked me on it. If you just said I could play a female character, I was like, okay, I'll play this game. And first it was Sonya in Mortal Kombat, or it was Chun-Li in Street Fighter. Um, but then it came to the 3D world, and it was Pi in Virtua Fighter. But then I went to the arcade and saw the Soul Edge cabinet, and there was just something about Sophitia that I was just like so drawn to, because like the other characters, like okay, Taki, we had like this cool like creepy kind of look. Sunmina looked like a little more generic, but Sophitia had like this fierce like I don't
Goddess.
know, like yeah, but it also she had in her Soul Edge. If you ever look at the picture for her character select screen, she has like a fighting pose where she's like like kind of like a Link sort of like look, and it was just something about that. I just picked her and I was like, oh, okay, I like the Sword and Shield, even though I think Sword and Shield's pretty basic in most games. It's just like I like characters that I can be in your face with and pressure, even though it's like that's why I even in games that are, as you said, like that you can do projectiles, say Mortal Kombat, I fucking hate it. Like I hate throwing projectiles when I there's so many things to offer for combos and like attacks that are fun to watch versus just tossing projectiles like a Pokemon battle. And like even though it wins battles, I'd rather take the risk of trying to get close to somebody and just, you know, bashing them with fun to watch moves.
Yeah, I mean that's how I play Link. Like obviously like sometimes like I said, like there are times where it's like all right, like neutral's happening. I need to see like how
Mhm.
much they're willing to break. Like am I going to be red and run up to your face and that's a bad move, or am I going to play neutral for a little bit, but that's also one, it's bad for content as we are
Yeah.
content creators, and two, it's just annoying to play as. Like anybody, like if I wasn't playing Breath of the Wild Link, like if I really wanted to be projectile spam, I'd go young Link, who is like far better than normal Link, but he's so ungodly boring to play
Yeah.
because his projectiles are so fucking good and he has such quick moves, but to me like they don't have weight behind it. That's why I play like Breath of the Wild Link, because if I want to fucking send you to Blast Zone, I'm spiking your ass. I'm going up to your face, kicking you, and I'm spiking you.
Well, even in Blaze Blue or Blaze Blue, whatever you want to call it, Rachel Alucard, that's like the only game where I actually do projectile stuff because Rachel's like projectile setups and like George and like the whole like whole gameplay, like there's just something about it that I enjoy, but it's like the only game that I actually don't mind doing that. But to me, it's in other games, like if there's just projectile battles, it's like I get it, it's a staple in like 2D fighters, but just for me, it's like it just loses its charm, and it's just like duck, throw, duck, throw, duck, throw, like projectile wise.
Yeah, I mean Blaze Blue, like the only Blaze Blue I played is Cross Tag, which has
Hmm.
Ruby in it. So I would play like Ruby and Blake. Both have projectiles, but at the same time, like I would use Ruby's, like I said, like in neutral a little bit. Afterwards, I'm like, all right, yo, this is boring. I'm just gonna run up to you and kick you in the face. That's just because like the battle system like allows you to do that. Like you can like even when we played Guilty Gear, when you played fucking Zato,
Hmm.
it's like you have the capabilities of like camping me out, this, that, and the other, but we both know like we want to get in each other's face and fucking hit each other.
Yeah. Which is sucks because like I think that's another thing I have a problem with. Is, like even though like a person is labeled as like a zoner or a keep away, I like playing them up close still. But I
Yeah.
had the same thing like in a game Gauntlet Legends or slash Dark Legacy. Like I play an archer, but I was running up and meleeing.
Dark fucking Legacy was good though.
I yeah, they're just uh I could go on all day about fucking Gauntlet, but
It's weird because like the I was thinking about like because you said Pi, and like one of the games I played was Dead or Alive 5, which Pi was in
oh
because he was
yeah,
a guest character. But I
yeah.
played like Hitomi in I call her Mari even though her name is Marie, but it's like
Hmm.
they're like Hitomi's all bubbly and then Marie's like kind of like gothic and it's everything. I was like, okay, for that game I
Yep.
did kind of go for the dark side, but that game too I
Mhm.
also played like every character as well because it was just fun to do different holds except for I think what his name Brian or Brayman or hold and wait dude because his holds had ridiculous damage. Anyway, fuck that dude.
There's Bass, there's Bass, there's Bayman, and then there's Leon that
B-Man,
had all the.
Bayman, B-Man, fucking sit there military dude, and who
Yep.
every Bayman I fought never attacked. They just waited till I did. I'm just like, I fucking hate it here.
Believe it or not, even though I play Helena like religiously now, Hitomi was my favorite.
I like
because I like
Hitomi.
karate characters.
Well, Hitomi was like had like balanced damage. She was like she could get in your face, do like quick jabs. Like I liked Hitomi. The issue with Hitomi
Oddly
is
enough,
like
I also liked her bubbliness too, because I believe.
Oh.
This is gonna sound stupid, but I know, but it was just there was just something about like her over. She had like a Sophia sort of like I like the balance of like just kind of like that, not plain Jane, but just sort of a goody goody kind of. It's weird. I either go for a goody goody or just like a complete like.
I hate my life. I'm gonna
God,
die.
Yes. Yeah. I don't do the middle. I like either really just like both sides of the spectrum, but when it comes to Dead or Alive, there's another like see God, I think of like fighters and I'm just thinking like I hate talking about Street Fighter, but I suck at it so fucking bad, and I like some of the characters from it.
I played Street Fighter one of them and I hated it. It was like I think it was 5. It was either 5 or 4 where like the graphics just everybody kind of looked really ugly. And so I was like, all right, art aesthetically, I was like, I'm not enjoying this. And then like it felt like in order for me to like go towards my opponent, I had to slam my controller. I was like,
Yeah.
fucking move. Like I don't give a shit about tilt attacks and Hadoukens and blah 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 because I don't remember any of the characters on there other than Chun-Li because everybody fucking knows Chun-Li. And I'm just like why is it so stiff to fucking move? And that's why I can't play 2D fighters.
Well, I mean, Guilty Gear, although being like 3D graphics in the sense of like its aesthetics, but that I love how that one plays.
Yeah, I
Like
need
the
to play
fluidness.
Guilty Gear Strive more. I got it. I played
Same.
with you for the stream. I haven't touched the game since, and I lost my touch way more than I thought because I tried playing against the CPU and I was just like, oh my god, I can't do anything. I'm like just sitting there like feeling the stiffness. I'm like, I know there's no stiffness in this. I was like, I played Dragon Ball Fighters, I played other Arxis games. I was like, I played this before. I was like, why the fuck can't I move?
The only one out of the series that I didn't play, besides this the cross tag, is I didn't play Persona, fighting game one.
There's a Persona fighting game? Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, Persona 4 Arena. That was very good. I love Persona 4 Arena.
I had never played it.
I played Yu Narukami, in case everybody was wondering, which is edgy man, because he has the voice of Ichigo and Lelouch, and yeah, fucking Johnny Young Fish is, didn't say his name right, he's a great voice actor, and we completely derailed off the conversation.
Well, no, it went back to the aesthetic part, because you kind of, like, explained that you went for your edgy...
Oh, yeah, fucking, alright, if we could talk anime real quick, oh my god, Lelouch, please take me. Not Ichigo though, he's over the top, but fucking Lelouch, yes please.
Anyway, so, I didn't, what the...
We're on your channel. I could be lewd.
I know, but I'm just saying it's like
You're
so
stuttering.
you like edgy characters. So,
Did you just fucking reset back to the You hit me with the fucking professional fucking voice. Like, okay, everybody, we're now back to the normal conversation. This is Niktana here.
Focus, maintain.
Composure. There it is.
Yeah, no, I'm caught. It's fine. It's just asthma. I'm dying. One of the two.
Or both.
Let's see. Yeah, probably a little bit of both. But so, what made you want to be a VTuber?
Well, that's actually a question I wasn't expecting. So I never watched VTubers until I was on Twitch, and somebody named Ziggy rated somebody named Ginger Snap Cyrus, who is a VTuber. Um, so when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat. Because obviously, in terms of everything, I'm a quote unquote faceless content creator, or like have been until the VTuber appeared. So I was like, all right, I was in between becoming it because like I still do like videos like that, where it's just gameplay and commentary, and you don't have to like look at the person to see their reaction and everything. But I also kind of like VTubers as well, as long as their layout isn't like having the game like only 1 pixel and then everything else is all over the fucking screen. So that's why I still kept the tradition of like the game is still the main focus, but I'll make my VTuber like super small and in the corner in case they wanted to see, I don't know, some kind of person behind the voice, I guess. I don't know.
I guess my whole thing with that is like I didn't know about it until you started bringing me into that group of like meeting Jinja and then Gur and all that. Like and then I just started snowballing into VTubers that I would just watch, and I mean it's ironic because now I'm like I think I talk to more VTubers now than I do faceless, and for me it's like I see how it's appealing because for me when I started I never wanted to show, I still don't want to show my face or anything like that because I think it will take the magic away from my persona, and besides my persona really isn't too far off from like pretty much what you need to know the voice is coming out of, because like for me it's like originally I had the idea of like doing some like random like Adonis type of character, but then I thought to myself like after I was like I don't believe my voice is coming out of this character. This is trying too hard. So I beat down the character a little bit, made it more like my aesthetic of goth, did the whole shebang with the the costume choice eventually. And eventually I just came to the realization of like I want to make sure that when I do a persona, I want it to be as close to me as possible so I can believe it. And that's always fine for people that want to do a persona that does not match them in sort of how they want to be seen or something they can't be in real life. I totally get that. For me, it's just I couldn't believe my voice coming out of the character, and that bothered me the most. Yours is fitting. Like I can picture your voice coming out of your character.
You can picture me as an anime dude. Gotcha.
Well, it's just like your character's voice. It's like he has. Well, I mean, I with your character, it's like this like it fits the appeal of has the style, doesn't have the personality kind of deal when you're doing content, in that it is, yeah, you have your little corner like I'll cut you bitch avatar, but then
I'll fucking
it
stab
starts
a hoe.
talking and you're like, oh well yeah, but then it starts talking and and then you're like, oh okay, it's approachable. Oh, maybe not. Look at then when you get close. But sometimes I love it when your angry face stays for the character through like a portion of the stream, and it's just like mirroring the silence. Like when you're in a boss fight or something. It's just it's funny to me because it's like it went all smiley and like, hi, hello friend, hi, hello.
Anger and hate fuel me.
Yeah. So I dig that, and again, I also like the fact that it's like when I was watching your first like introduction to your VTubing stuff, it's like I felt from watching it, it allowed you to be more free. I felt like a sense of a little more liberation of like, hey, this allows me to be a little more animated and confident. Like I felt there was a bit of a difference versus your faceless.
Yeah, because I mean, at least with the, because like I do, obviously I've watched plenty of videos with people having their faces on there. Like facial expressions can help carry like a bit of comedy and everything else like that. But I'm so glad I started with facelessness, because like in order to have like to drive a video, like you kind of have to be. It's not like we all know, like yeah, it's like a customer service voice. Like we all know, every YouTuber and streamer does it. It's like realistically, I talk like this. But if I really want a YouTube video and all that jazz and to carry things, I gotta talk with a little more prep in my step and act like my soul is not entirely dying within me. It still is, but
see,
still.
that's how I see. I what was it? I mean, believe it or not, like when you're talking, like even like behind the scenes, you still have like whenever you do get like passionate or excited, it does come out. So it's I don't think it's just totally like a forced thing. I do believe for people it eventually becomes a part of you where you do channel it in some instances. For me, when I first started, and you know this, it's cringy to watch my old stuff because I tried to sound straight and articulate and interesting. So, like in the earlier videos, it was like, "Hello, this is Niktana here," and I was like, "Oh my god, stop! Just no, it hurts." Because it was like for me, I wanted to appeal to so many audiences, and I didn't want to go straight out the gate like Skittles, and because it bothered me because I was like, it was like after the first year, I stopped caring because it was like, no, this does like why I did it with what I did with my character. I was like, I wanted to believe it was me. Just this is how I feel inside, you know, kind of half just like flirting and teetering on the sides of life and death in my personality, which is pretty honest. So that's why my character is represented like pretty much half dead and alive. So when it came to the voice, after a year, I was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. It's like take it or leave it. This is me. Like watch me or don't. Like it's I can't because I didn't want to look back at my archives anymore and just be so disgusted. I was like, this is not how I want to like represent myself because it's like it's trying too hard. I can hear I'm trying to be straight and it's very obvious to my character I am not. So, and I didn't also want to piss people off and be like randomly because like there were points where I guess towards the end of it where I kept getting pissed off at games and then I started like having a little more flair in my voice, if you will. So it just came down to just wanting to drop that. I do so many voices now, like it's if people did like the voice, I mean I do technically do a version of it when I'm doing male voices and or asshole voices, I guess you could say, for characters in games, but ultimately going back day one stuff is very hard for me to watch because it makes me want to like jump into traffic.
Yeah, it's the same way for me. Whereas like I still have something in there, but like I went quiet like too many times because I didn't have editing software, and then like I sounded like I had confidence, except it got buried under all that nervousness. So I was just like, oh wow, that's wild that like I spiked him, woo! And like nowadays I'm like, yeah, fuck you, go into the ground. So it's I've just gotten like to anybody who wants to be a YouTuber, like you're gonna start out awkward as shit and everything else like that, but like just like get into it, record and everything else like that, like get like 15 videos and you'll find out and rewatch them because I don't watch any of my old shit. Like I post it and it's gone. That's there. It's out there in the world. I don't watch it anymore. I have to hear it enough during editing. I don't want to watch it for a final time. But yeah,
which is ironic because I feel like your voice carries a lot of your content.
I don't know. I don't watch my content.
As a viewer, I would have to say, from my opinion, that yes, I believe your voice and your pep and just your overall like commentary is a huge vital point to your content, mainly because it has a lot. It just comes off more natural than shit like that that all I can possibly do with mine. Because like I'm at the point where it's hard to care, but it's like some people might like that beat down sort of, you know, mood, but most of the time I'm like, I just rather post no mic, show like what I can do in ranked and be more entertaining through the content like that. But I do get that it suffers a lot because I do not like to talk a lot anymore, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I posted up a no mic and it felt more weird doing that than me commentating. But I didn't want to. Obviously, I wasn't in the right space to commentate, so I was just like, I don't care, fuck it. And that's kind of what it boils down to.
See, what I laughed is like I was like, oh my god, wait, what? He did a no mic? Because I was like, oh, he's trying something I'm doing now. Like I was like thinking, I was like, okay, welcome to the dark side.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it because it's like, I mean, can I really judge? Look how many fucking I post that are no mic. But for me going to your channel and seeing it, it was
Jarring.
a little bit. And I didn't think I would actually feel that way because who am I to judge? But at the same time, it's like you do commentary all the time, so it was like, oh my god. I could see him doing this. Maybe it was just that it was drawing the first time, like if he wants an outlet to just do like more sweat matches, because I do that. But going into it, I was like, okay, this is different. Oh, and next question. Sorry, Jesus, just thought of this. Now, let us discuss the staple character of your channel, which
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I fight a lot. Mina. Let's dabble into the topic of Mina.
What would you like to ask about Mina?
Let us start with the origin of her creation. Like, what was going through your head when Mina was being created into Soul Calibur and later would fight me?
What do I look like as a female? And there you go. That's how Mina was created. Mina is absolutely female me. But she's a little more... I want to say a lot more confident. Because obviously there's points where... If we're thinking like in the stage of Soul Calibur, like you have swords, you have armor. But she's so confident in her fighting abilities that she wears normal clothes. Like, not really armored up. And then obviously if she gets serious, you have the armor and everything else like that. But Mina, I created just as like I wanted another female character because I think my last two before her were males, so I was like, all right, let me make an actual female character, and yeah, so I made her like a little bit more of a deeper tone. Her facial features a little less like I guess girly because we all know how Soul Calibur creations look. Everybody has the same fucking face. So yeah, that's just the creation of Mina. I mean, I don't think that I have 3 versions of her, but I feel like they're all still good because they still has the more serious voice and everything else like that, and still the confidence that the original Mina that everybody sees and knows.
Mm-hmm. See, it's funny to me that you mentioned that confidence with like the no armor, because it's like if I win a match against you or a set, it's like boom, fucking armor manic's coming out. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking conspiracy. I'm like, I'm sorry, I fucking armor Mina. Here we go.
I remember when
Right.
Labana popped in when you and I were fighting, and then like she fought
That was
normal
stressful.
Mina, and then she fought armored. She was like, okay.
Well, I mean, like with that whole battle, I was like, it's hard enough to fight you, and then when I was like, oh my god, we're bringing someone else that can actually like really play the game, I'm like, I'm getting back to back. I'm like, fucking Christ, like I'm not meant for this shit. So it was fun because I'm like, oh, an IV player, that's good. I like seeing this. I will admit, I have a bit of a fascination with IV players just because they always have to fucking learn their new character with every iteration of the game. But I will say that I'm glad that she tried to go for the grabs a lot, because I was like, okay, I could just duck. I can think of my next step. But then when I got up, I was like, okay, yeah, just hold block and watch. It was like, this is just hell. It's good because I mean, I get to learn, but it's at the same time, it's like, it was embarrassing in a way because I was like, oh my god, I'm not in the headspace to deal with pro players and shit like that. I'd rather my like, I'm usually at that point, I think I was more in the headspace of dealing with my my Smurfs and one trick pony climbers on ranked.
Oh.
You know, the real heart of Soul Calibur.
Yeah, like a certain someone using a certain type of Sophia. Yeah, we know who you are, buddy
But
boy.
a star.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh wait. Oh. Okay. Now I shall ask this one. So, story-based games, what was your inspiration to start those? Because I know that you I mean, not that I watch a lot of your videos or anything, but I remember a part where you were saying that you wanted to do more story-based games to have one-on-one and more story time and stuff like that. So what was the inspiration to start doing more story-based games besides that point?
You're talking like games like Resident Evil and everything, like single players, right?
Yeah, like something where you actually like you sit down, chill, and talk.
Um, as a new series. I've always played like JRPGs and RPGs, so like I love story games and everything else like that. Just because it's like 40 hours of fucking gaming for like the price, so I'm just like hell yeah. So that's why not even that. It's like I don't have to always play something stressful like Call of Duty or Soul Calibur or whatever or Dragon Ball Fighters. Like there are times where I just want to chill and kind of talk about nonsense.
Yeah. That's for me. It's like I bought quite a few JRPGs and just like turn-based tactics games, and it's hard for me to like sit down and enjoy them, and I don't want to sit down on a game like that if I can't lose myself in it. So I've been putting a lot on the back burner. That's why I haven't done an episode of Game Series in a long ass time, because I just am not really in the headspace right now to focus on one series.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of playlists of like online matches. But I did almost do Resident Evil 2. I have the archives of it still, but after the first couple of episodes I was like, and then the Capcom scare came out and I was like, I just can't do this right now because it was already at a stressful time. So I was like, yep, nope. I'm gonna wait for episodic game series now.
Yeah.
But then we did like the playlist, so I have stuff I can post every week, so that helps a lot for the workload, having a backlog. But I guess the next part is again for people that don't people that are just tuning in or fans of Danny's, I guess the question should be, when someone goes to your channel or seeks you out, or when you think of your own channel, what is something that you provide or you hope that they take away from watching a Danny Valkyria creation? Like, what is something you want from either hardcore fans or newcomers? Like, what do you want them to see?
Oh, that one actually requires thought. Because I was thinking about using like a witty one line. I was like, loud anime dude yells at game. And there you go. But, I mean, hopefully, like, people, like, take away some enjoyment, whether it's, like, me doing something dumb or, like, the way I commentate, or even, like, if I'm, quote-unquote, doing decent at the game of the video I'm playing at. I don't know. Just come by, hopefully have fun. If not, I mean, the back button exists on all browsers. So, you know, do what you want.
Yep. All right. And you can find them in the links in the description below. This is Niktana. Any last words for the creators? Shit. Any last words for the... Well, I mean, maybe they're creators.
You never know.
Any
Last time
last
I was
words for the
viewers.
viewers?
Here, I won't make mean. If you're thinking about starting YouTube, just say fuck it and do it, and then just figure out like how you can do things. YouTube is also a search engine, so like if you don't know how to do something, fucking look it up. That includes like starting your channel, like how to set up things, all that jazz, and I don't know, just have fun with it. Like, comment, subscribe to Niktana, all that jazz. And Niktana, thank you for having me here, and hello, all of Niktana's viewers. How y'all doing?
And yeah, this is Niktana. Make sure you cyberstalk Danny on all of his platforms. I'll help you with the links. And only in the first week because I don't want to be responsible for the rest. So, this is Niktana. This is Danny Valkyria. Want to steal it now?
Nope.
Shit, now I can't do it.
Which is throwing
Hold on,
you off.
Oh, I know. Okay. This is Niktana. Have a great week. I'm sweating like a fucking hooker in confession.
Oh my god, can I turn on my air conditioner now?
Yes! Go!